On April 15, 2018, in a small village called Bhawankari in Uttar Pradesh, northern India, something horrifying happened. Late at night, the peaceful village was rocked by the screams of a woman begging for help. Neighbors rushed from their homes, tracking the cries to the house of Shaukat Ali, a respected landowner who owned much of the village land. The first neighbor to arrive, Lutfullah Khan, knocked on the door, but no one answered. Soon more villagers gathered, knocking and shouting, but the house remained eerily silent. Eventually they decided to break down the door. When they entered, they were faced with a nightmare. Shaukat Ali was lying dead in the living room, his throat brutally slashed. Beside him lay his daughter Shabnam, unconscious but still alive. But it didn't end there. Searching the house, they found the bodies of Shaukat's wife, 2 children, his son's wife, and his niece, all slaughtered. It was clear they had been drugged before being killed, slaughtered like sheep. Investigators immediately grew suspicious of Shabnam. Why was she the only survivor? How did she escape the fate of her family? She had no answers. Neighbors told investigators that recently tensions had risen between Shabnam and her family. Who was Shabnam? A well-educated woman with 2 master's degrees, English and geography. She worked as a teacher. She came from a wealthy, respected Muslim family known as Ashraf, upper class. However, Shabnam had fallen in love with Salim, a poor, unemployed man from a lower social class, which was seen as disgraceful by her family. In Indian society, especially among Muslims too, the caste system plays a major role. Despite Islam's teachings against discrimination, marriages across caste lines are often forbidden. Shabnam's family vehemently opposed her relationship. They tried everything, including violence and involving the police, to separate them. But Shabnam refused to give up Salim. Under pressure, the police interrogated Shabnam and Salim, and the truth came out. They had plotted together to kill her entire family so they could be free to marry. Shabnam was 2 months pregnant with Salim's child. On the night of the murders, Shabnam drugged her family by lacing their tea with a sedative after dinner. Once they were unconscious, she called Salim over. Armed with an axe, Salim entered, and together they began the slaughter. Shabnam held up each unconscious family member's head, and Salim slit their throats. When it came to the baby, Salim hesitated. Shabnam, showing zero mercy, strangled the infant with her own hands. After killing them all, Salim and Shabnam staged the scene to make it look like Shabnam had been attacked too. She pretended to faint. The case exploded across India. During their trial, Salim and Shabnam tried to blame each other. Salim claimed Shabnam was drunk that night and did everything herself. Shabnam said Salim killed everyone without her knowledge. The judge, however, was not fooled. He told Shabnam, "If you loved him and wanted to escape your family's control, you could have simply run away. Instead, you chose to kill, not out of love, but out of greed for inheritance." Both Shabnam and Salim were sentenced to death. This marked a historic moment. Shabnam became the first woman to be sentenced to death in independent India since 1947. While in prison, Shabnam gave birth to a baby boy, Batu, fathered by Salim. The boy lived with her in prison for a few years before authorities took him and placed him under guardianship. Today, poor Batu faces cruel stigma. Wherever he goes, school, streets, markets, people whisper, he's the son of Shabnam and Salim. He carries a burden for crimes he had no part in. Meanwhile, Shabnam and Salim remain in prison, awaiting the execution of their death sentences. Despite some calls from activists to grant mercy, the courts have consistently upheld the sentence. This case isn't just about brutal murder. It's also a mirror showing us the ugly reality of discrimination, classism, and societal cruelty, and the tragedy of innocent lives caught in the crossfire. The villagers of Bhawankari will never forget that night. Even today, no girl born in the village is named Shabnam, a name once common, now forever tainted.